Welcome to our series on the nexus of cryptocurrency and national security. Over the past decade, cryptocurrencies have proliferated, and their increasing adoption has posed new challenges and opportunities for national security agencies worldwide. As cryptocurrencies evolve and become more complex, governments must stay vigilant and adapt their strategies to avoid threats posed by malicious actors. I'm Wyatt Cash with Scoop News Group, and joining us today to talk about how cryptocurrency is impacting national security is Joan Heald, Vice President of IC and DoD Software Solutions for Chainalysis, and Colonel Dave Hamilton, U.S. Army retired threat finance exploitation consultant as well. Joan and Dave, thank you so much for joining us. And Joan, let me start the conversation by asking, how has the growing use of cryptocurrency affected traditional models of national security, and what opportunities does it present for nation states to enhance their capabilities?
Hi, Wyatt. Thanks for having us today. So there are many implications to cryptocurrency in the national security space. We are seeing an increase in illicit behavior around financing illegal activities like ransomware, money laundering, drug trafficking, and funding military and terrorist activities. And it's really disrupting the traditional financial surveillance model that we're accustomed to. So the government needs to have a new set of tools and expertise to be able to work in this non-traditional space that we are finding ourselves in. And with blockchain technology, we are often able to see the movement of funds from the time of procuring them to the time of attempting to cash them out. So that's providing valuable information to national security.
Joan, let me follow up on that. How can blockchain technology improve national security and protect critical infrastructure? And how do experts predict its evolution in the coming years?
Yeah, so here at Chainalysis, we believe in trust in blockchain. And so we have the expertise and we've developed the tools to help combat cybercriminal behavior by using blockchain activity and real world happenings. And we do this in several ways. We use proprietary mechanisms, data sets, and machine learning models. And then you take the nature of blockchain being decentralized and distributed, it protects the integrity of the data, and it protects it against unauthorized modifications, and it provides you an audit trail. So when you think about national security and making major decisions on the validity of the data, it's important that it's validated and then it's secured through its life cycle. And then adding cryptocurrency on-chain data to help combat bad actors really helps national security.
Well, Dave, let me bring you in here. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on what challenges do the U.S. and its allies face in monitoring nation states and their potential collaboration with cryptocurrency for illicit activities that may advance their capabilities. And Joan, I'd be interested in your thoughts as well. Dave?
First of all, thanks, Wyatt, for having me on here. And addressing this challenge is what I've been doing for a while and I'd like to continue to do so. And the current challenge we're facing is twofold. First of all, maintaining a comfortable lead ahead of the majority of illicit actors through continuous assessment and the fielding of collaborative tools, techniques, and training to provide us with an advantage. Now, the financial intelligence capability of the West, enabled by growing blockchain analytics, is unmatched. But the sharpest tool we have to counter an adversary's cryptocurrency activity is a conditions-based access to the US-dominated Western banking system, also known as OFAC sanctions. The second challenge we face is countering advanced actors that are leveraging emerging favorable conditions to include exploitable gaps in the global financial, crypto policy, and enforcement, as well as emerging economic conditions where digital to fiat exchanges are less constrained by Western banking rules. So with growing alternatives to the US dollar, increased sanctions may inadvertently promote US dollar alternatives and further weaken the effective sanctions-based compliance.
And Joan?
Yeah, so I would say that, again, we have here at Chainalysis the tools and expertise. So whether bad actors are using mixing services or working entirely on decentralized financial systems, or they're using money laundering networks, we're able to glean that blockchain activity and provide a big picture to the threat financial ecosystem.
And then next, I guess I'd like to ask, what are some considerations that need to be taken into account to address these challenges effectively as policymakers and officials kind of look to the future?
Well, I think we need to know the risk. So global leadership, both public and private sectors, must share a common and comprehensive understanding of risk and opportunities and the responsibilities in this crypto space. Generating and maintaining that information requires investing in tools and expertise and the legal authority to execute. The international economic communities can do much to shape a unified response, similar to the way that FATF shapes global money laundering efforts currently. But the heavy lifting of this effort is not on the government, but on crypto experts and leadership. It is really their burden to prove that crypto is a safe and necessarily means of value transfer. As far as potential for reduced sanctions effectiveness, which I think is a concern, the gap must be filled with other capabilities. There's no quick fix, and leaders should recognize the risk and begin the required investments to generate solutions before we lose that relative advantage.
And Joan?
Yeah, I would add that, we're still in a very novel and unregulated space. And so some of our largest targets are cut off from our global financial system. So North Korea, Iran, China, and Russia, are having to look to be creative around financial mechanisms. And I'd also say, to Dave's point, that we're continually needing to catch up and stay ahead of these type of issues in this uncharted territory that we are in. So awareness and education and funding is very important.
Well, Joan Heald and Dave Hamilton, thank you so much for joining us to explore kind of our first look at how cryptocurrencies are impacting traditional models of national security. And we invite our viewers to tune into our next episode, where we'll spend more time exploring how crypto crime is in North Korea and Russia specifically are unfolding, and what policymakers really need to think about that. So Joan and Dave, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wyatt.